I didn't have a clear idea of what I wanted to make today. One idea was a little joystick and you move around, pick up boxes and put them in the right spot. Another idea was some kind of story game, a small story game, but I ended up going with the mailroom game. So the idea is going to be you move around your character, you pick up boxes, you put them in the right spot. Straight away I jumped in making a character, making a joystick. After that I made a box. I used my character from before. I used the walking animation I previously wrote for the Dungeon Rat game, and then connected it using an observable. I wanted to get some better looking assets right from the start, so I had a look at Kenny, but I couldn't find anything. Really quickly I had something that basically worked, but I had to make some sprites for it, so I drew up some boxes using Google to get some inspiration, imported it, looked kind of JPEGy, and I realized compression is turned on, and that's why. After that I also drew up a chute, so I drew up a little character, and he'll be our guy that picks up the boxes. Again, you could see there for a second that it looked kind of JPEGy when I first did it. I just need an area to spawn the boxes, so I drew up some markings for the floor, and I thought it'd be a bit funny if the boxes sometimes didn't spawn in there, because you can imagine there's people, throwing boxes down or coming from a conveyor belt and it's not quite right. So this is the first test of the game. I can walk over, pick up the box, take it to the chute, throw it in. At the moment there's only one type of box and only one chute, so it's kind of boring. They've created a new scriptable object, and that scriptable object will represent a type. So now I can drag and drop the type, for example, letter, and I can have a chute that has that type letter, and then object has the type letter, and then I can just match, does this object have the right type for the slot. But you can see I'm spawning a bunch of different things and I'm putting them in the right slots, so it's time to test on the phone. And there we go, we've got some big boxes, there was a letter, another letter, and yep, only the big boxes go in the big slots, they don't go in the small ones. The letter only goes in the letter box. I ended up adding a timer and a box counter, so if there's too many boxes on the floor you get fired, and you just have to keep working until the end of your shift. Then genericized the game over screen from the rat game and pulled that across, so I just had to modify it so the game over text can be modified. At this point I have all the code elements of the game, I just want to clean up the art a little bit. I also want to add a background image because it looks pretty bad at the moment. I kept the background simple for now. It would position the elements. I put the mail slot further away, so you kind of have to make a decision which one you're going to go for because it will affect your timing. For the same reason I actually expanded the spawn area boxes so things spawn, maybe closer or further away, and you have to choose which one you're going to go for. I also made the joystick look in-world, so this is my second last test. Everything seems to be working just. However, I hadn't set the splash screen or the logo image, so I wanted to give it another try. So there we go, there's the guy, there's the background. I do find it good to just use the background image as the loading image, so then you can kind of load straight in. So here I am grabbing all the things. You can see that letter is really far away from the letter slot, another letter really far away, so I have to walk a long way. I don't think I'm going to make it this time. So just delivering the items. I think it's not a bad game, it's got some good mechanics. I think there's a lot of things about this I can reuse in future games, so I'm quite happy with how it turned out. It looks like a real game.